Hello, I am Kavita. Um, I've been working pretty much all night and I am trying to make this new chart layout to study sectors better. If you've been watching the market outlook, basically I've been sharing my analysis on the intersector chart for quite a few weeks now. Last night, um, I actually 2 nights ago, just before falling asleep, I had this idea that what if I could see index prices and their respective RSIs for the 75-minute time frame all at once. And so now for since few hours, I've been researching that. I am not a coder, but with the help of ChatGPT, I have managed to write a code for RSI indicators to reflect the RSI for 75-minute for a specific indicator. So now that I did it once, I started with the Nifty 50, if that makes any sense to you. I started with the Nifty 50 and then I applied the Nifty 50 price index on that. I also tried to initially build the price into the RSI formula itself so that it would plot, but then that did not work because Nifty is like at 19,000 and RSI was plotting at 40 and they were sharing an axis. So that didn't work. So what I did was I took out the formula for price and I feel like I'm rambling, but I took the price formula out and now it's only RSI for specific indicators. I'm going to share my screen and I'm actually going to let you see what I'm doing because so far I got done with 6, 7, 8, 9 indicators and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more indicators to go. And I was getting a little bored, so I thought I would start recording and I will bore you with me. So let's do this together. All right, so this is the okay, I am visible to you now. Well, I don't need to be visible. So this is the layout that I have created for you. Okay. So we're gonna start working now. Just yesterday, and how I got this idea also I wanted to tell you. So just yesterday on this is my Telegram channel, right? So in Trade with Kavita Agrawal. And this Telegram channel also has a chat group for just, members who also want to interact. And I'm very proud that this channel is reaching 1,000 subscribers because it's all very organic. And these 160 members are my favorite people because they are very interactive. So here yesterday someone asked me how they can create these lines in the CNX 500 chart, that is to study the sectoral churn. So basically they were asking me how to create this chart and I quickly, because I was on my system, luckily when they asked, I was able to send them this video real quick to help them. And so I went to bed thinking about this, and even though this chart is very good in terms of analyzing the sector relative price change, I want more out of my sector analysis. So every week I try to go into my layout and I try to study CNX, like I try to study all the indices individually with their RSIs. But the problem was that by the time I got done with all the indices, if I didn't take written notes, I would forget it. I would forget what I analyzed. And here I am trying to make things on my charts as organized as possible with the use of alerts, with the use of screeners, so that I don't have to maintain written notes because I travel a lot and it's hard to maintain a diary for me. And if I use sticky notes, I just end up losing them. And if I've tried using Excel, I've tried using notes online, I don't want to do that. I want to have a system, which does not require a lot of back and forth and random processes. I want everything very systematic. So that is what actually got me into building this that you are seeing right now. Yeah. So this is the new layout that I started building, and so let's continue working on this. So I've already plotted, as you can see, I started with the Nifty 50, so that's right up here, and then I added Bank Nifty, I added IT, realty, infra, pharma, and then financial services. I added the private bank and the PSU bank. And then I realized that I probably wanted Bank Nifty to be below these two banking indices. So I deleted Bank Nifty there. So I have total 21 indices, which I'm going to plot. So I'm going to change this to like a three layout like this. And I'm going to set all 21 of my indices within this. And this side I have to add one more now. And I already love the way it's become super easy for me to analyze things. Like in one look, I can now tell that, okay, Bank Nifty has a negative divergence, which means Bank Nifty has the highest weightage in finance stocks, right? Now, we can see the finance sector is also showing a negative divergence, which is a bit of a bad news. And then if you look at banking stocks, we also see negative divergences on the RSI across banks, which is really amazing to be able to see all at once. And let's look at IT. IT is looking bullish, but the thing with IT is that this was the moment to buy it. That was the end of that is the end of July was the time to buy it, but we are no more at the end of July. We are already 5 days away. So when you're a momentum trader with an average holding period of 21 days, 5 days delay is a huge delay. So not the time to buy IT stocks right now. And the good thing is that we did make a lot of new positions in IT stocks, and we are now reaping the benefits of that. But the coming week, where should I make positions is the question. And the answer is realty, because here's why. Because from this tiny little space, what I see is that the realty sector has a fantastic rally underway, and this rally has just experienced a little bit of correction, which has brought the 75-minute RSI back to the level of 40, which is the support zone for a bullish momentum. And now we can expect this to continue back up. So that is the reason why I am going to be looking into the stocks of the realty sector within my watch list for opportunities. And then let's look at infra. Infra is again looking very bullish, opportunity there. And now pharma, let's see. So pharma, fresh entries, not very comfortable because the index is clearly run up crazily, and the RSI is really high too. So if you have positions in pharma, it pays to hold them, but to make new positions, probably not. So you see how like already I'm able to draw insights and how amazing it is, and I can make my drawings here, and all I have to do is just take one look, and these drawings are going to go out nowhere even as the price and index unfolds, and I have all my insights right here with me. And I am honestly very, very excited, but also at the same time it is super tedious to do this. All right, so now I'm gonna stop talking. Now that I have got you up, I can start building this thing again. Okay, so we have banks. Now the next indexes. And I'm going to tick off that one. I think I was working with PSE. So I'm gonna add CNX Nifty, no, CNX PSE, and then, okay, so I've added the comparison, and then the next one, say I want to do the service. I'm gonna refer to my chart here. It's called CNX service, so CNX service. Okay, so what is the color of PSE? CNX PSE is, I think, a light dusty pink. Actually, kind of my favorite color too. Okay, I would rather just copy the. First of all, there you go. I'm gonna copy the color code, and I'm going to come back here. I'm going to add it because I also want to kind of memorize all these colors. It takes a lot of time, but I think with enough practice, I'm definitely going to be able to build them into memory. Now I have to save script as you're working with CNX PSE. I don't want copy. Sorry, and save. Be very careful to not override the existing formula. And why this is actually tiring is that at any point of time, I cannot go into autopilot. I have to pay attention to every single thing. Sometimes that can be a little hard for me because it's very easy for me to go into autopilot. So okay, so we have 3 things to change and we just changed that. Now we can save it and we can add it to chart. Add it to chart, we can see CNX PSE here. Now I am going to move this to its destination. So move, and now that it's pink, as I move it through the, oh shit, that's exactly why it's pink, because if I move something else by mistake, I need to know. And I need to be able to correct that immediately. So there, we just finished doing another one, and we know which is the next one that we're doing. It's CNX service. Now, after CNX service, we also need to know which is the next one that we are going with. But first, in my list, I need to tick off PSE. It's ticked off. Okay, I'm going to tick off service, and I'm going to tick up metal next. So metal is like a blue. Service is a green, right? I'm going to turn this off. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and that's the tab to open anything for comparison. Now that I have added CNX service for comparison, I'm going to go ahead and add CNX metal to the chart. Now that I added CNX metal, you can see CNX service has really differentiated itself. And we saw the CNX service was, I think, like an orange color. So I'm going to go ahead and change this color to orange. And now we need to clone our indicator. So save script as backspace. I don't need to write CNX there. See, I got a little distracted talking to you. So I added CNX in the PSE, but I don't really need to add that because this is just a script name and I just want to be able to see the name of the sector immediately. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to change this now. Okay. Service RSI, and this is also service RSI, and this is service, and this is save and add to chart and escape. And now we just tickle it down. Zooming in really helps ensuring that we are not clicking the wrong line and we are not moving the wrong line through panels. I did try for a moment to figure out if I could, take the indicator up, and would be easier. But then if you're noticing, all the RSIs are the same color. It is only the price lines of the different indices which are different, and that's completely fine. I want the RSIs to be the same color. I want the indices to be different colors. So what you can see is also that in one column, all the indices have unique colors, but the colors are okay to be repeated in different columns. Okay, like Nifty 50 here is orange, and I just added service, which is also orange. So that's that. And so Nifty, this column right now only has 6 indicators because I moved Bank Nifty from this column to this column. So I'm going to have to add another one here. So I'm going to go back to my list, and we've already decided metal to be here. The last one is pharma. Oh, I know what I'm going to add. I'm going to add healthcare right underneath pharma here. So for adding healthcare in the first chart, so this chart is the primary chart, right, which is set at Nifty Financial Services. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the healthcare index into this, and we know healthcare index is Nifty underscore healthcare, and it is a green color. So Nifty underscore okay, I don't want to scroll down so much, so I'm going to type more. Nifty underscore healthcare, and it's this dark color. So I'm going to differentiate this color a bit more to be darker from pharma, because then when we tickle this down to the most to its RSI, we're gonna make a mistake and we might move the pharma, and that is going to be chaotic. That's chaos. We don't want chaos. So this is pharma, and we have to change it to healthcare. So this changes to healthcare. This changes to healthcare, and lastly, this changes to Nifty underscore healthcare, and save and add to chart. See, I did that a lot more confidently now, didn't I? That's why you need to practice. Move to existing pane below, 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 move to existing pane below. Oh my gosh, this looks gorgeous. Okay, so there's one disadvantage with this. The one disadvantage with this that I feel is that this is 75-minute, right? And I cannot change it from 75-minute because the way the RSI formula has been set by me, and I'm not a coder, so I use ChatGPT for that. But the way I managed to set it and make it work was only by fixing it at 75 minutes. Are you actually recording? Okay, moving on to the next one. So we just did healthcare. So I need to tick healthcare in my list. Okay, so this side we have metal, banks, BSC, service. I guess I'll put energy. I put reality and intra this side. Okay, I wish I put them together, but I guess it's fine. I'll add media here, why not? Okay, So okay, so actually okay, so we have to do media. So this is metal and comparison CNX media. Okay, so this is our CNX media, and this continues to be the metal. So we'll have metal at the top. Media we know is a dark red color right here. Okay, it's more of a dark this. Got it. All right, now to clone. So this is called CNX media. Now we are going to begin with cloning our indicator. CNX media. Oh, sorry, we are not supposed to put any CNX, only media there. Now this can be changed to media, put a dot. We can put media and a dot, and then in the name CNX media, and that's it. So save, add, close, and start moving the price chart below, move to below, 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 move to below. Okay, now for the last one, that is Nifty metal, we do something different this time. So since you already have the chart open, what we're going to do is we're going to simply clone the indicator first. Save script as metal, and it's called CNX metal. Okay, that is a very important thing to take care of, because if you mess up the name, then it is not going to be able to pull the data. So CNX MTAL, that's it. So save, add to chart. Now what we need to do is, for the last one, we need to move this up. And now if you're going to keep moving up, we need to change the color, because otherwise we're going to by mistake move something else. So go to this, existing pane above, existing pane above, move to existing pane above, pane above. Okay. Okay, so we have our next column also ready, and I'm going to increase this to 3 vertical, 3 columns. And before moving on, I want to do a quick analysis on this, because I am very excited for using this entire layout. And this also serves as a good opportunity for a break from the insanity. But first, let's set this color back to what it is supposed to be, our beautiful purple. Did I use the same color? No, it's supposed to be the third last one. The third last one. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we already talked about PSU banks looking absolutely dire. I do not trust banks, and I don't want to put my money in banks. I don't like how services also looking, but the thing is, it's already given a correction. I might go back and I might take a look at the service sector because you can see what happened in the service sector, right? The service sector basically gave a divergence and then it corrected 3%, 3.5% nearly. And if you see the stocks which are constituents of the service sector from the 20th of July, I'm sure they will have fallen a lot more. Let me actually do that analysis real quickly. See, and next service constituents. Okay. Green energy, lots of Adani stocks. Okay, so from what I can see, so that makes sense, right? The service sector constitutes mostly of Adani stocks and lots of banks. I see Axis, HDFC, ICICI, and Descent. There's also some IT stocks in here, so it's really a mixed bag. Okay, so it's a mixed sector. I don't really like that, but I'm still going to let the service sector continue to be here because it's a bit of a mixed sector, but that's fine. Okay. So within this sector, I feel like other than banks, so where is the finance sector? I think even the finance sector did not look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did not look particularly promising. Oh, there is the finance sector. Yeah, that's the finance sector. Okay, so the problem with these drawings, okay, it's just the topmost window which is experiencing problem, but that's fine. Finance sector also had a negative divergence, and we see a big correction already has taken place. And the real advantage of this method is that I can also see when positive divergences happen. For instance, on Nifty, you can clearly see the positive divergence right here on the index of RSI, and then just look at the rally that ensued, right? And the same goes for IT sector. Like, this is a clear bottom, but if you look really closely, there is a small positive divergence on RSI visible there, which led to the bottoming of the 19th April. Okay, and then here again, reality also, we can clearly see range shift and positive divergence. And then here in the infra sector, a massive positive divergence. So in order to analyze charts of the sectors where I was initially skipping through 21 different charts with different time frames, all I have to do now is look at this one layout and I am very sorted. Okay, so I think for the next phase of improvement in my trading, this is going to prove to be a game changer. It is going to take some time to, get habituated to using this layout, but I have learned that making these changes and incorporating these strategies has been a great way of making consistent improvement. If I can even make 1% improvement in the outcome of my trades every month, right, I am earning 12% extra at the end of the year. And then the more improvement I make, the more confident I become, then maybe I can graduate to using leverage. Right now, I don't use any leverage in my trading. It's all cash based. So if I'm going to use something as high risk as leverage, the risk for me has got to be 10x. Right now, I'm operating with a risk to reward ratio which fluctuates between the range of 3 to 5 on my closed trades, which is lower than what I would like to if I'm going to use leverage. With this kind of performance of, my ratio of losses per trade to my ratio of average profit per trade, like I said, is 3. That is, if I'm incurring, say, average 1 rupee loss on a trade which was closed in loss, and 3 rupees profit on a trade that was closed in profit, then if I start using leverage, this ratio is going to come down to 1:1. So I'll be taking a lot more risk, but not getting that much return. So I need to improve my cash trading outcome to, I, I think I would like to take it to between 8 to 10 before I can start using leverage to increase. And this kind of consistent income is what really makes a lot of difference, because see, there's a reason why I named my company EXP. The EXP, and if you've seen the logo, it's the exponential sign, e to the power x, because that is what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve exponential gains, and I don't want to be selfish, and I don't want to go on this journey all by myself. I want to take as many people as I can on this journey with me, this journey of exponential growth and insane amount of success. The good part is I am not afraid of putting in the hard work, because doing this, reading charts, analyzing things, drawing insights, and then working to make them better is something that comes very naturally to me, and I can spend hours doing this without feeling tired, right? And this is not something that everybody can do, but then I can do this, simplify this, and I can share my outcomes with you, which I already do in terms of subscriptions of different swing trading services. Yeah. Okay, so breaks over. Let's move on. So we've done metal sector, so I'm going to tick that off. We also did media, so I have to tick that off. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more to go. Okay, so last column, and I'm going to start with consumer durables. Consumer durable. Let's go back, and consumer durable is Nifty underscore concert durable. Very weird name. Yeah. The next that we will do is commodity, but with what is the color of this? It's this blue. Got it. And then commodity is again a dusty blue, which is not in there, but it's called PNX commodity. So we've added the comparison already. So here goes that. Now I don't know which is what, but I think this is the comparison. So this has got to change to this blue, and this has got to be cloned. I'm going to use a shorthand for this. Okay, and now I am not going to risk typing that long name. Just gonna borrow it from there. Okay, I'm gonna put that, and then let's save, add to chart, and we can delete this. And now this little blue friend can go down. Oh no, I made a mistake. It has to go to the existing thing below. Oh, consumer durable. This is not good. It's a negative range shift. Gosh, I really have to check out if I have stocks from consumer durable and absolutely dump them. Okay, I am on the investing.com, and consumer durables. Where is consumer? Okay, let's see, consumer durable. I think that is it. Consumer durable, and so I've got this, and how do I see the constituents in this? Yeah, I might as well just Google. Google might not. There you go. Stocklist. There you go. Okay. Oh, so that is why there's a huge RSI range shift. Okay. Oh, I hate it when websites do this. Totally breaking my flow. Okay. I am very bullish on some of these names, but some of these names have also given kind of a rally, but okay, it is disturbing that consumer durable sector should show such a strong negative range shift. Wow, interesting. Interesting. Okay, we'll look into that. CNX commodities. So let's go ahead and clone one for CNX commodities. Okay. And we save and we add a chart, and then we are going to make it white to make it stand out. Let's make the other one white, not be lazy, and then move, nope, select, right click, move to existing pane above. I'm doing it first up because doing it at the end can be a little bit painful, because then you have to skip through like 7 gigantic indicators. That's a little daunting. Okay, I have a feeling that I selected the wrong color. Yep, I did. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit of an OCD that way. If I have decided a pattern to be a certain way or a thing to be a certain color, it's got to match the hex code of that. Okay. So we have 1, we have 2, moving on with the next one. So we've done commodities. Okay, the problem now is that I need to remember. Okay, so I just add comparison charts now. Fine, we can do that. I'm gonna add consumption now. Let's see, what is consumption called? CNX consumption. It's like this very peculiar blue. Okay, and it's called CNX consumption. So CNX consumption. Okay, and now we have to clone our indicator. So consumption. 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 And next, consumption. Okay. I moved that, but the problem is consumer durables and consumption have the same color. Okay, so consumption is actually supposed to be this color. So I'm gonna copy its hex code, and I am going to change this to this shade, and now the colors are no longer same. Yay! And oh, look here, this is amazing. So CNX consumption, may you see this massive negative range shift, and you see what happened to the price. You want to see how much it fell from? So that's a 0%, that's the beginning. It fell 3%. The index fell 3%, CNX consumption. So that's Google CNX consumption constituents. I actually have dedicated watch lists for each of these indices, but I just feel more comfortable. So consumption and consumer durable. Okay, so consumption is stocks like Trent, Titan is in both the indices. Voltus is common. It's consumption. These are the stocks. So Aisha Motor. So you can see some auto names in here. And auto sector is something that I've already warned against. So let's do auto sector next. CNX Auto. CNX Auto is orange. We don't have an orange here. So we can change this to orange. And now we have to go in and we have to clone the indicator to CNX Auto. CNX Auto, and now this is to be changed from consumption to auto, to auto, to auto. Okay, and now save, add to chart, minimize, and let's take up front to its new home, move to, move existing pane below. There you go, just as I expected. The NX Auto also has this massive negative divergence, but if you see on the price, not much negative divergence has really occurred here. And see, if the negative divergence has occurred, people sometimes say that basically from the point where the negative divergence began, that is here, is the price target. But I think where the sometimes I have also seen that it is actually the base of the beginning of the negative divergence, where the negative divergence really gets over. So for the price, the base was here, but I don't see. So if this is 0%, then this has been retraced only so much, and there is another 1.82% retracement, I think, left in the auto sector on the whole. So I had a position in Aisha Motors, and I exited that position just very recently because I feel that negativity was building up. So yeah, see, there is also resistance from this 200 EMA, and the daily time frame volume is kind of picking up, but Not as much. In fact, if you see, the downside volume on this correction was extremely very strong. So if you're to believe that this is actually an uptrend, we would have liked to see more volumes. But the fact that the volume is actually pretty low while the prices have moved up here is an indication that this is not an uptrend. This was a retracement to this correction, and I believe that the correction which has started all the way from here, so this was like the first leg, this was the second leg which experienced high volumes, but I think there's going to be another leg, and this is also evident from the way things have moved yesterday. You see this Mariposa candle where we had a open is equals to high. So open equal to high openings are not very good. And we can see these kind of openings multiple times. So this was one on 2nd August. We can see this another one on 13th July where the open is equal to high. So this is not good. Okay. You see another strong green candle, red candles. So red candles are really strong in character, but if you look at the green candles, they are not that strong. The volume on those days are also not very promising. See, the stock is giving a dividend of 37, which is a good amount of dividend for a stock. So if you want to keep holding on until that happens, which is like the X date of the 14th of August, you might, but I wouldn't, because my first objective is to make money from price swings, not dividend income. That's more of a long-term strategy, to have a dividend portfolio. And here also clearly there's already a negative range shift, and not just basis the top, we have to also look at the bottoms. And there's been a breach of level 30. The last time we saw that bigger breach of the level 30 was here. See here again, there was that kind of like a ceiling, but then downside 30 did not break. But if you see, the range was actually this, right? So you see range shift happening. You see how RSI has shifted from that bullish range when the price is going up to this range when the price is going down. And let me draw so this is basically the point. So let me draw a vertical line. So you can see how this range shift is almost coincided with the change in direction. And then here again, the price is like really high up in the sky. And then let's draw the line and we can see that the price is like gone up again. And then now again, we see this. So I think it would come down again to retest the level of 31s, just like it did here, right? And then be on the way to go up. So I'm going to draw another line here. So this is where things became like negative for Aisha Motor, and it continues to be kind of negative, right? So now we are in like this kind of a movement, and you see this line here. I don't know why is this line here though. Let's go to the, oh, I'm sorry, this should be 75. Oh, I'm actually looking at the wrong layout. Oh my god, this happens. It's fine. Anyways, we didn't want all this messy drawing on a primary chart, so that's fine. Let's see. Yeah, one more leg for sure of downside, and then we would have the confidence that a nice little upside will begin. Aisha Motors. Position's been exited. Okay, there is a trendline support. 2% correction. Is that something that we should pine for? I don't know. But I am going to wait for this stock to. Oh, I already have the alert set right here at 3255. That is when I'm going to take the next decision. But until and unless this price alert does not get triggered, I am not going to touch the auto sector. Okay, so Aisha Motor was just an example. I think even Maruti might have something interesting. Look at that volume on the last 4 days of decline. This is where I exited my position. Look at that massive decline with high volumes, and daily chart is not looking good. 75-minute is not looking good. So in Maruti, I am expecting a 5% correction with support at 8938, and this is something that I've already emphasized in my live sessions when somebody asked me to analyze the chart of Maruti for them. Very interesting. Okay, we only have few more. We only have few more indices. We've done auto, so I'm going to check that off. Oh, I checked off FMCG. Now we have FMCG. So we also did consumption, but I didn't check it. We also did consumer. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. So 3 more. So we have CNX 500, CNX Energy, and FMCG left. Okay. So let's go back here. So what is FMCG called? It CNX FMCG, and CNX FMCG's color is this blue, the fourth blue. Okay, so we're going to add CNX FMCG. Okay, so it got added as this blue color. We are going to change that to the fourth blue. Lots of blues in this line, so I think I'm going to change it to yellow, and I'm going to go back on this chart and change this to yellow as well, and I'm going to clone my indicator now to make it FMCG, and let's change this FMCG. I'm going to change this, and then lastly going to change FMCG and save and add and minimize, and now this goes home and this goes lower. This is definitely my achievement of the day. Yeah, I am really proud that I wrote the code for this indicator using ChatGPT. Next one, energy. What is energy color? Energy is this really nice shade of, I would call it green. Would you call it blue? I don't know. Looks bluish green. Okay. CNX and energy, CNX energy. I'm just gonna copy this. Okay. 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 Now let's on our indicator energy. CNX energy. 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 Oh no. I fix, save, add, minimize, take it home. Okay, remove the right one. Right click, move to existing pane below. Right click, move to existing pane below. Right click, move to existing pane below. Superb. Energy done. Last index. Wow. Last index. CNX 500. We know the color of this one. It's a nice little whitey. And let's go ahead. Oh no! There you go. And save as. CNX 500. Save. CNX 500. Next 500. Now before I can take the next step, I have to make sure. Okay, this is called CNX 500 and save and add to chart and minimize. Now let's take CNX 500 home, CNX 500 home, CNX 500 home, and CNX 500 home, CNX. There you go. Oh my gosh, this looks gorgeous. Oh, it looks beautiful. I think I do want to do one thing though. I want to change the yeah, I don't really care for the index a lot because I am predominantly only going to be looking at the oh, I can actually do that. I can change it to just 2. Oh, I don't think I can make it smaller than 10. Okay, what if I make this 0? No, I don't like that. But yeah, it's good to have a little bit of margin. That's fine. So yeah, okay, reducing the font size on the alphabets of the scales has really added a bit more space to the chart. And from what I can see here, auto sector has given some correction, but then I also see auto sector taking support at the level of 40, which might also be that, you know, it might be temporary corrections, but so it can either be that they are going to go into more correction or it's taking support and might be ready for re-entry. But we just checked out the charts of Aisha and Maruti, and from my analysis, I think they both looked weak. CNX 500 also has a negative divergence, but then it is also taking support at the level of 40 twice on the RSI and is kind of, you know, so if this is a support, then this is actually a buy on dip kind of an opportunity. So what I'm trying to say is that if there is a negative divergence, that does not mean that it's like the end of the world. It basically calls for you to exercise caution with your position, right? So yeah, I think the infra and the realty, these are the two sectors which look absolutely the best in terms of coming opportunities. The pharma sector looks extremely strong, so does the healthcare sector. So if you have positions in these, you're very lucky and you have to hold on to your positions. And we'll keep looking at this chart. I don't know if I'm going to add this to the market outlook yet because it might be very complicated to discuss this, and it might take a lot of time, and I cannot even imagine answering the questions for this construct. And I just feel like it might be very, very scary and daunting if I start sharing this on my weekly output. We'll see. But this is how I have built this, and I know there'll be a lot of questions if I decided to start using it. So this is the reason why I have taken you through the boring journey of building this. So this video has gone nearly an hour long, and I started working on this nearly an hour prior to starting the recordings. So this is basically 2 hours worth of work, and I think it's going to change things. This is probably, I really feel like this layout is going to be the inflection point of my trading performance in the coming weeks. So if you've managed to stay with me for so long, I would really like to invite you to join my Telegram channel. To do this is very simple. All you have to do is go to your search bar and write EXP-Invest in, and then enter, and then you will automatically be redirected, and that's how you join my Telegram channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you with the next session on Tuesday in the live session. Goodbye.